Checks complete. We're ready.
LCR round 2 in season 11 here, and today we are here at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. So let's hope we can have a good race, but as you can probably see from the title and the thumbnail, it doesn't quite go to plan. But we're going to start from the start of qualifying here, as we're already in the net, well, P11, so that would be it'll be a pretty ideal grid spot. But we're going to go to our fastest lap here in qualifying, as we always do. Exiting the final corner, it's good to get a good run out there going into turn 1 and the pitch straight, I would say. Now braking into turn 1, want to brake around about the 100-meter mark, get some good curb usage through turns 1 and 2, and get a good exit into turn 3, which is down 2 gears into 5th gear. Make sure you go as wide as possible, but make sure do not cut any corners, especially through this first section. That can be quite difficult, as we're going to go pretty much through this S section here, and we're already nearly 2 tenths up, even though that wasn't absolutely perfect there. I probably could have nailed it a bit more. Now going through this really long cambered left-hand corner, as you can see, I actually just lose a little bit of time there on the exit, so that was not ideal there at all, considering the time we're aiming for is actually my first lap in qualifying, my bank up. So we made up quite a bit of time there through that almost very quick chicane there. So we're about 4 tenths up, but this is where the start of our woes come, as we go purple through sector 2. We go really wide into this corner. You can see the delta time, it just goes down by a lot, and I reckon if we had nailed that, we probably could have gained about a tenth more, so we probably lost about a net 2.5 tenths. Approaching the final corner now. It's a very wide entry but a very narrow exit, but we do it pretty nicely actually, so we end up 5 tenths faster than our PB, but that isn't really enough, and it's only going to be P9, and we actually stay P9 until the end of qualifying, so that is not been a great result for us, as we're now going to line up on our grid positions ready for the race. So of course we are starting on the tyres I qualified in qualifying, the soft compound of race tyre, as we are lining up on the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Tier 2. Now this was the only race that did get broadcasted on stream, so I'll leave a link to that down below, but I think we got more important things to think about, as we gotta wait for QBR and Nico to load in, as it's going to be lights out and away we go, and we get a pretty awful start actually, as you can see JB13 Immortal already almost cutting across us. I mean, very far ahead, so it wasn't an issue, but just maybe we couldn't really dive it down the outside, as probably that's what his plan was. But if you can see through here, you can see the Mercedes, I think it is going to be typical F1, but he sort of lags behind us, so that's going to be 1 position gained, at least on the on lap 1, but we're going to be now behind Max Severs. Somehow we didn't get a warning through that corner, even though we pretty much just went off the track, as we're now going to cut it to lap 2 here, right behind JB13 Immortal. As you can see, it's almost 3 wide ahead of us. Now it's 2 wide, and we're going to try and go down the inside of turn 1 and around the outside of turn 2, but well, we bang wheels and it just did not work out, as we have to use a bit of overtake to make sure we stay ahead of Lime Violet. And I'm not sure how we gained a position there, but we somehow have compared to lap 1, but I think it might have been because of the Red Bull of Lcr Rikifi. Anyway, at the end of lap 2 it seems, Freeman and Immortal are going, well, Freeman's going quite slowly here, so I think about maybe going past around the outside of these 2 cars, but you can just see they're working together really well, and I just sort of get boxed in, so I'm having to go around the outside of the final corner. Quite a risky move on Freeman, but we just make the space work, as I try and now cover him off, but I actually clip his front wing there, so that was almost went to tears there for me, but I somehow made that work around the outside the final corner. Try and go down the inside here of Immortal, but I mean, that was a bit too ambitious from my side, to be honest. But we're going to head on to lap 4 here. As you can see, the Haas car of QBR20 Nico, so we set the fastest lap of the race, is losing positions, as hopefully soon we can get past a couple of these cars. Be pretty nice, I do have to say so. JB13 Immortal just loses a little bit of power on the exit of that corner there. But as you can see, there's a yellow flag behind us, but Immortal must have got distracted by that as he loses the car there. And, well, that's just Jeddah for you. If you make one slight mistake through there, you lose lots of places. As now, Max Seb is in 3rd place, but we have other ideas. As we're going to try and go down the inside of not only 1, but 2 cars. So we go down the inside of QBR20 Nico, but he does hold it around the outside there. Beautifully held there from the Haas car. But we do get past Max Seb. But, you know, my last race, I didn't really run too many wings. I did the same thing here, and I think it worked quite well, because you can see I'm not even holding the overtake as I am now, but that's, look at how much straight line speed we have compared to the Haas car there, as we're now in a very nice 3rd position from 9th place on the grid. So that just suggests how quick we are in this race. I mean, obviously you can see the Haas and the, as you can see, Nico just using the DRS to get back past us here on the straight, but I was feeling very quick around here, so that made it even more heartbreaking when sad, unfortunate things happened out of my control. But as you can see here, approaching this banked left-hand corner, I actually get on the power a little bit too early here, and I do a pretty alright save as I nearly hit the wall. But we do let past the Alpine of Immortal as we nearly get passed by Max Seb. But obviously Immortal and Seb have already picked up 3-second penalties, which is really incredibly easy to do here. So I'm not blaming them one bit at all. But as you can see, me and Nico get really close to Immortal. But I think Immortal is now going to go into the pit lane. Yes, he does on the end of lap 8. So it's going to be lap 9 now. And we are right at the back of Nico for 3rd place, but we need to do a good in-lap here as we're going to hopefully overtake Nico on the back straight. Make sure we use a bit of the overtake button. We want to get this move nice and done early because we're going to pit this lap. Didn't really know the strategy around here, so I just sort of pitted when the others did, but that probably did cost us a bit, as when we box, we're going to get undercutted quite severely by some of the cars. As you can see, I haven't really practiced going in the pit lane because I absolutely just misjudged how much speed I'm carrying there. I could have gone a lot faster. As you can see, we're actually behind Max Seb, and we're almost 3 seconds behind JB Immortal, who we were only a little bit behind before he pitted. So that was quite bad there. But we do get past Max Seb, a crucial move in this race at the start of lap 11. But you can see here, I'm doing a lot of green sectors, and you can see Max Seb's 7 tenths behind, but we get a really big snap of oversteer, which is absolutely crucial for how this race plays out. As you can see here, don't have much battery. I was hoping to pull away from him, but you can just see the superior straight line speed, and he does go down the inside, and this is where it starts to unravel for us, because when I said we had the pace for a podium, I meant we probably did have the pace for a podium, but we battled way too much with Seb. We're going to go around the outside. Turn 3 here. We go slightly off the track, but I don't get a warning for it, so shush. You didn't see anything. But you can see here, Max Seb's just going to pass us here, and you can just see that we're losing so much time battling all these other cars. You see Freeman does try and go down the inside here. Move a little bit under braking, but again, shush. You didn't see anything. But you can see here, we're just going to try and go past Max Seb, but considering you boxed a lap later than Immortal, and I felt like I was probably faster than him, we have literally not gained, we have lost time to him just because of this battling. But this was probably my best ever move in F1, as look, Max Seb goes down the inside here in turn 3, but I'm going to go around the outside of turn 4, and we bang wheels, and I somehow get past in this S section. It can be really tricky, as I actually tap the wall there as well, so that's probably my best ever move I've ever made. So as you can see here, Max Seb does try and think about looking down the inside, but I just take a very nice 9 into that bank corner. But as much as that was a good overtake there, it doesn't stop him from trying to go down the inside again. As you can see, we actually pulled a bit of a gap compared to Line Violet, but he just goes down the inside. He goes really deep into that corner, so I get a good switch back here, and that does secure the place for another lap. But as you can see, we're now 4 seconds pretty much behind JB13 Immortal, who with that penalty, that is really costly for us, because I reckon we're still technically on for a fight for a podium at this rate, not getting any penalties. So I felt very confident around this street circuit. As you can see, Max said with the superior straight line speed, just with the wings and DRS, it's just, or not the wings, but just the DRS and overtake just is OP around this straight. But as you can see, we're gonna go down the inside here, and you can just see there's nothing you can do to defend there. Absolutely nothing you can do. As TMS, I think that was actually that was TMS Sora who got the fastest lap there, so he's making the alternate strap work. But this is where it really unravels. I get really frustrated at Seb here, because at the end of the day, if we worked together and we didn't overtake each other, I reckon we probably could have been at the back of Immortals, but we weren't. So I was really hoping, now Sora getting down the inside there, that I could overtake Seb, but I just lose the car and I damaged my front wing. Absolutely no one's fault at all, apart from myself there, as I nearly, well, that was a bit of a questionable decision, just trying to spin round right in front of a car, but that is absolutely heartbreaking, and that's pretty much our race over. Luckily, we do actually finish ahead of our teammates, so I can still say, if you're watching this Lcr Apex, I've beaten my teammate in every single Lcr race I've competed in, but it's still pretty annoying. As you can see here, on lap 21, at the end of it, we got 2 purple sixes, so we were really quick around this circuit, as I do have to say so myself. Never driven around here before, well, ever really. I mean, I did a couple of practice laps, of course, because it is a new circuit for me, but I mean, we get the fastest lap, but that's pretty much all we can take home, really. I mean, we don't get a point for it, because we'll be, well, I think we finish P11 at the end, but heartbreaking stuff here. But if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the Carbon channel. Sorry about the delay in the upload. This race did happen on the last Sunday, but I mean, exams are pretty important, I guess. But anyway, this is Carbon signing off.